Thank you. Okay, well, let me just, share very quickly. Anna posted the agenda, but let me just share very quickly what we're going to be talking about, tonight. Oops. So everybody can see my screen. Thank you. Welcome to the PTA meeting. We're going to talk about, we've got our agenda here. So we're going to do our usual roll call so everybody can get to know each other. And we're going to talk about the January meeting minutes. Then we're going to vote on the bylaws. George is going to go through the treasurer's report for the month. I'm going to do the president's report, talk about a couple of items. Then Jasmine, our vice president, she's going to do a presentation on the FCPS superintendent search. So, and then so she's going to do that, and then we're going to have to talk calendar of future events, and then the principal's report. Ms. Casablanca is here to deliver that, some things from Mr. Swager, and then she's going to do our main thing, which is the family life education information, and then we can ask questions, talk about things, whatever you so folks want to do. So, so I'm going to stop sharing that. So, the first thing I want to do. So what we're going to do first is thanks for joining, Jasmine. Is we are going to we're going to do the roll call. So I will start. This is just so everybody knows. This is just so we can all get to know each other. I mean, it's normally we'd be sitting in the room, in the cafeteria or in the library. You could talk to people. You could shake hands, say hello. I haven't seen you in a while. But Zoom kind of stinks. You can't do that. So we're going to do the best we can with Zoom. And so we're going to kind of go around and introduce ourselves. So I am Steve Van Tassel. I am the Groveton PTA president. I live in the Woodstone neighborhood, but kind of more Stony Brook. And I have one son. His name is Shane, and he is in second grade Spanish immersion with Miss Sanchez and Miss Smith. He loves it. So next, we'll just go to Anna because I can see her next.
Okay. Hi, I'm Anna Bennett. I am the PTA secretary this year. And I have 3 girls at Groveton, a 6th grader, 5th grader, and 3rd grader.
Great, thanks, Anna. Next, we'll go to Jasmine, who is our vice president.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm sorry I was late. I'm the vice president for the PTA this year. I'm so happy it's been a big experience. And I am the person who helped all the Spanish speakers in our school. A todas las personas que hablan español, yo soy el contacto para que cualquier cosa que necesiten me pueden preguntar a mí, ya sea por medio del email o por medio de nuestras páginas de Facebook. So, hi.
Thanks, Jasmine. And just so everybody knows, whenever you see anything that's in Spanish from the PTA, Jasmine has translated it. If you ever see me posting anything in Spanish, that's Jasmine translating things because I don't know what it is. So thank you. She does all that stuff for us, which is great because as Ms. Casablanca does a lot of that stuff for the school, Jasmine does all that stuff for the PTA. So, and speaking of Ms. Casablanca, she's next. So welcome, Ms. Casablanca.
Good evening, everybody. As you know me, Fran Casablanca. Buenas noches a todos. Assistant principal at Groveton Elementary, I think.
Okay, something we should know about?
More than that.
It's been a long week.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us.
Ms. Bennett knows.
Thank you for joining us for the long week. Okay, next we've got our PTA treasurer, George Newberry. Welcome, George.
Good evening, everyone. George Newberry, treasurer. 2 children, 3rd grade and 1st grade, both in the immersion program.
Thanks for joining us, George. Next, I'm just going to go sort of in order of folks I saw. We have Sierra Selman. Thanks for joining us, Sierra.
Hey, thanks everybody. Sierra Selman, I have a 2nd grader in the immersion program, and I have a rising kindergartner for next year.
Very good, thanks. I guess that reminds that folks need to start registering kindergartners. Is that correct, Ms. Casablanca? Oh, you're on mute.
I said 100, but it's 200%. Yes, absolutely. Please register, register, register.
Great, thanks.
We're gonna have a propaganda, a communication blast soon about it too.
Cool, great. We'll just starting to get the word out. So next person I saw join, I probably was the first person who joined, is Jamie Ortiz. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you, thank you. It's actually Jaime.
Jaime, sorry.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. So I have two kids. They go to Groveton. One's in kindergarten, Mia, and then a second grader by the name of Noah. A little bit about myself. I'm actually the environmental manager for the Purple Line project taking place in Maryland. So it's nice to meet everyone.
No, thanks for joining us. I think Noah might be in my son Shane's class. I think he's spoken up. Noah.
Probably. I'll ask him.
Yes. Okay, great. Well, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Let us know about the Purple Line too. That's a big job.
That's mum's the word. You can read about it.
Okay. The next person I saw is Stephanie Montesino. Did I get that right?
You did. Hello.
Good luck. Good guess.
Hi, how are you? I'm Stephanie Montesino. I'm a sixth grade teacher at Groveton. I teach math and science, and I'm also the FLE lead for the school.
Oh, okay. Well, just wonder why you're here.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
The next person I saw join is Donna Driscoll. Welcome, Donna.
I can speak and say that Donna is our kindergarten IA. Is one of our kindergarten IAs.
Great, thanks. Yeah, she's on mute, but thank you for joining us, Ms. Driscoll. We appreciate it. The next person I saw join just has DC as the initials. I'm going to think it might be Diane Kramer. Am I right?
Yes, you're right. Sorry.
That's
We're
okay.
still eating dinner. I apologize. Yes, I'm
Okay.
Diane Kramer. I have a sixth grader in Spanish immersion. Sorry.
That's okay. We appreciate you joining us. Sorry, we're interrupting your dinner. I had my Topper's pizza earlier, so. The next person I saw join is Tiffany's iPhone. Welcome, Tiffany.
Hi there. Sorry, I wasn't really expecting to show my face this evening. Haven't had a ton of sleep. My name's Tiffany. I have one son in sixth grade, Aiden Bernier. And I am here to learn about the FLE education.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. You can turn your camera off now. We're just kind of getting to know everybody. So no problem. Thank you for joining us despite your lack of sleep. So thank you. The next person I saw join was Chris G. Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris Garber. I have a sixth grader and a first grader at Groveton.
Great. Thank you for joining us. Next I saw join is Justina. Thank you for joining us, Justina.
Yes, hi, my name is Justina. I have two girls, one in kindergarten and one in first grade.
Sounds like you've got one of them with you right now, or somebody with you.
Both of them with me.
Well, thank you for joining us despite having two of them around you. We appreciate it. Next person I had listed, I think might have dropped off. So the next person I see is Bruce's iPhone. Thanks for joining, Bruce.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, Bruce Bernier here. I'm also Aiden's parent. He's in the sixth grade. So chiming in here to see what's going on.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. The next person I saw join was Pilar Wooten. Thanks for joining us, Pilar. I think you just got back on, actually.
Hello, thank you.
Hi. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I have two daughters in first and second grade at Groveton.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. The next person I saw join is Maria. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Well, we had somebody else join us, but I don't see him or her anymore. But thank you all for joining us. We appreciate it. You have your Maria. Did you want to say hi, or is that accidental? Oh, I see a hand raised. That's okay. Okay. Well, the next thing we're going to do is we have to do some of the kind of the housekeeping things at the beginning. So the first thing we're going to do is Anna's going to go over the January meeting minutes, and then we'll approve them, and then we can move on. So thanks, Anna.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the right thing to share so I can share the meeting minutes. It will happen in a minute. Okay, so we are on the Groveton page. I've updated the page with all the up-to-date upcoming events. And if you click on meetings on the left side, you'll see the PTA meeting minutes and treasurer's reports for each month. And then you click on the correct date, which is the year, and then month, and then date of the PTA meeting. And we'll come to the document that we're trying to review to approve tonight. So these are the meeting minutes I took last month. We had the normal roll call, the approval of December minutes, the treasurer's report, president's report. We were talking about the Three Kings Day and the crossing guard, the Blizzard Bingo, which has been postponed. We'll give you the new date tonight. And the spelling bee, which has been pushed off. It says late February, according to my notes. We're going to do that at the very, very beginning of March. And then we went through the dates, and Mr. Swager gave an update about the vaccine clinic. That was a really great turnout for that. And he went over what exactly is Title I and any COVID changes that we had. And then there was a small Q&A from parents. So those are the meeting minutes.
Thank you very much, Anna. Does anybody have any objection to the meeting minutes? Any questions? Okay. Everybody in favor, just say aye, raise your hand, put your hand up on the thing. Thumbs up is good too. Jasmine, thank you. Okay. Any objections or from anybody?
I think you're getting affirmative votes.
Okay. Thank you very much. So those are approved. We appreciate it. The next thing we have to talk about is we have to turn in some bylaws. It's basically the bylaws of the PTA in sort of an abbreviated format for the Virginia PTA. And so there's a form that we needed to fill out, which is done here. And it just has some basic information about our organization. And then, so we just need to turn that in, but they have, if you see at the top there, it says date approved by membership, which is missing because we haven't approved it. So basically just has the name of our unit, the tax ID number, where we're located, our insurance information, the dues being $5, that we have 4 elected officials for a year term, 2 consecutive terms. We have an executive committee, which is basically the elected officials and the principal. Then we meet 9 times. We give 7 days notice of that. Then we have an executive board, which is basically the same thing because we only have 4 elected officials and a principal. And then we have general membership meetings, which we have 10 on a month. We're basically going to have 10 this school year on a monthly basis. We give 7 days notice of those, and a quorum is 10 members. And then something we'll talk about later is that we do elections in May, and we do a nominating committee 2 months before that. And then the last thing, if we could go down, Ann, if you don't mind going down, Ann, I think there's a second.
It is.
The second page.
Right
is
there.
that the last thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So that's the basics of this. So basically we have to vote. We have to approve, vote on these and approve them. If anybody, we do have the bylaws. This is the basic version of the bylaws. So I'll just take a vote here. Does anybody have, can everybody say aye or raise their hand and just say if we approve them? Everybody say aye, aye.
We're good.
Aye.
Thank you. I see a bunch of hands up and thumbs up. Great. Does anybody object? You can put there's a thumbs down or say nay. If anybody doesn't want to approve these. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Sorry about having to do this, but we got to do some of these things. So the next thing we're going to do and talk about is George is going to go over the monthly treasurer's report that we need to do. Talk about what we've spent and what we're going to spend. So take it away, George.
Yep. Can everybody see the screen? The report?
Yes.
Okay. Not much activity this month. We had a Toppers fundraiser in December and then received the funds for that during this past reporting period, $362.56. And then Steve turned in receipts for the vaccine clinic. So that was counted in this month. So that was again a December event. Not much activity this month. I still need to reimburse Steve for the vaccine clinic and the spelling bee cost, and I also need to reimburse myself for Miss Bonner's grant that we did previous month. So that's what these accounts payable are, $816.72. So our total cash on hand when it comes down to is we have available to spend is $18,431.26. And then so that's kind of summary for the month. And we have one thing to vote on. One of the teachers, Miss Locke, some of our supplies were accidentally tossed in the trash by the janitorial crew. So she asked if we could reimburse or pay for purchasing those new. And she estimated $100. I think the total is going to be around $114.55. So is there any discussion on that? I'm not approving that. We have plenty of money in the budget under grants, academic enrichments, where we would put it under. So we can discuss it going once, twice.
No, these were supplies that she had bought and they were thrown by accident, like you said, by the custodian. So, and so she doesn't have to go buy them again. PTA is gonna reimburse her. So
3 times. Any objections? No objections. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, George.
Yep.
Okay. The next thing we're going to do is the president's report. I'm sorry. I don't have any fun visuals for that, but the couple of things I did want to talk about is a couple of things that went over a little earlier. And the first thing is the elections committee. We're going to need some volunteers for that. If people want to run for being a board member. All 4 board seats are up. The president, the vice president, secretary, and treasurer. We'll be doing the elections in May. But we also need elections nomination committee that we need to do by next month. So if anybody's interested in doing that, you can just send a message, talk about it afterwards. We'd love some help if people don't mind, because that's something we do formally need to do. So thank you. And speaking of volunteers needed, we do have 2 upcoming very big events. We have Blizzard Bingo on the 25th, which is going to be all online again like last year. So it's not the big to-do in the gymnasium that we all know and love. Unfortunately, it's going to be online like we did last year, but it'll still be fun. Hopefully the kids will have fun. The adults will have fun as well. We're going to do that on the February 25th. I apologize. We were supposed to do it on February 4th, but I was sick with COVID and wasn't able to kind of put things together. So we're just pushing it back a little bit. So, so if anybody wants to volunteer for that, let us know as well. We'll send out like a Sign Up Genius or a Google form for that. The second thing is we're going to try to do a spelling bee. And so we're going to post things about the materials so kids can start practicing and learning some words and learning what the spelling bee is. And we also need volunteers to run the spelling bee. We're not sure whether we're going to be in person or online, or there's also a hybrid method we could do. That's something we'll have to discuss with the volunteers. But the date for that, we need to have it. The date for that is going to be Saturday, March 5th. And that's pretty much the latest we can do it, because we have to crown a champion by the 7th and turn that in. And then that champion goes to the county spelling bee, which is on March 20th, which is very exciting. So hopefully we'll have somebody who wins and does a good job at the county spelling bee to represent Groveton. So tell your kids if they're interested. Any grade can do it. obviously it's a little harder for our younger kids to do it, but they go first and get easier words. So, but it should be fun. So hopefully we have some folks interested. The next thing I wanted to talk about real quickly is that while we do have a lot of money, if anybody wants to help out with fundraisers, there are other things we can do. We can collect box tops. I know we do that electronically, not clipping them like they used to. There's something called TerraCycle, which you collect some bags like from the Entenmann's Little Bites, if you know about those. We can collect those and turn those in and make some money for the school. And there's also like box tops from Coca-Cola, like if you buy the 12 packs, they have a nut code in there, or if you buy like the single ones, they have a code on the top, and you can turn those codes in and get some money. I think we might have an account already, but we could, if somebody wanted to run that, we'd love to have help with that if you're the type of person who likes to do fundraising.
So hi, it's Tiff here. I'm not a big fundraiser, but I am a big Coke drinker, and I always have more than the maximum points laying around that you can use per week, which is 140 per week. So I'm happy to send codes in to whoever would like them, because trust me, I will max that account out every single week.
Okay, well, if you want to, I know it's online. I'll try to put something together and post it on the PTA website, or if you want to send me an email to Groveton PTA president@gmail.com, I can send you the information. I've looked it up a little bit, but thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate that.
No problem.
So I used to be a big Coke drinker, and now I've stopped because I had to.
Well, yeah, it does start to catch up with all of us, me included.
Yes, it does. So thank you very much. The last two things I wanted to talk about was in relation to sort of the fundraisers, is that we have teacher grants, and we've tried to do our best to tell teachers that we have money. So if any teachers are on here, if you have a project, let us know. We can fund that for you. We did fund a project for Ms. Bonner, who had posted it on Donor's Choice, to provide a learning space for the reading space for her first grade immersion kids. So we're happy to do that. We just need basically to know what the project is and approve it. And so we have funding, and we'd love to give it away to folks who have projects to help the kids and help the school. So if you're a teacher, you can do that. If you know any teachers, you want to tell them about that, we'd appreciate it. So we'll try to get the word out as best we can. So, and the final thing I just wanted to say is, I don't know if anybody crosses the street at Harrison, on Harrison Lane, but we've had a crossing guard there for about a month. I think things are going well with that. I know the other day was crossing guard day. We don't have a permanent guard yet, which is why it's kind of a rotating cast of police officers, but hopefully soon we'll have a permanent crossing guard, and then we'll do something about that. But just hope everybody's, I don't know if enjoying is a good word, but appreciating that. So, so I think that's all for me. Next, we've got Jasmine, who is part of, it's fine, Jasmine. Jasmine's part of I guess you're part of the search. You can explain it yourself, but basically she knows a lot about the search for a new school superintendent, and she wanted to pass that along to all of us. So I'll let her talk about that. So.
Hi, first of all, I need to calm my nerves for two reasons. I hope my English is good enough to present this. And second, because I don't do PowerPoint presentations since college. So I share my screen. Okay. And let's start with this one. Everybody can see it?
Looks great, thank you.
Can you see the screen and hear me well?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Go for it.
Okay, perfect. I am the representative from Groveton Elementary to the Title I Parent Advisory Committee. We have a meeting 1 per month. And this last month, on January 25, it was all about a survey that the board in the Fairfax County did in order to have a voice and more information to decide the superintendent candidate they need for the next period. The current superintendent period is gonna ending in June 2022. So they're looking for a new person. The Fairfax County is doing that research nationwide, and they hire a company named GR Recruiting to work with the board to select the candidate from nationwide. Everybody can apply, and they did many meetings, including the TPAC, to have more data from the parents, the staff, students, teachers, and they are collecting a lot of information from everywhere. The idea is the community is helping to define leadership characteristics, qualities, and qualifications for the next person that's going to be the superintendent for this Fairfax County. That person has to be selected and be in place for July 1st, 2022. If anybody have a question, just let me know so I can stop and I can explain in details whatever you need. Help me. Do I continue?
You're good. Keep going.
Okay. Please, Casablanca, help me.
No, you're doing great.
Okay. I did a research because as me, there's many people do not know exactly what is the job for a superintendent person in any county, in any Fairfax county or school, in any district. So we don't know exactly what the words mean. So this is what I found, and it's a summary of the qualification that everybody's expecting from a person in that position. As a CEO of a school district, a superintendent oversees several important tasks, including hiring staff, managing budgets, monitoring student success, and developing a vision for the district. In order to have that, because it's a challenging and very multitask position, the person has to have a clear vision for the district. That means that it has to work with the school board to set the vision, goals, and objectives for the district. It has to be an instructional leader with knowledge of the best practices for maximizing the student achievement and is supportive of teachers. It has to be an effective communicator. He or she must make a concerted effort to communicate the needs and accomplishment of the district in a variety of formats through reading reports, communication with the media, public meetings, and attendance of school events. It has to be a good manager because that person is in charge of direct the administrators to accomplish the goals of the district and also have to check their progress and evaluate the performance. It has to be a good listener. He or she listen and take into account different viewpoints in various and take decisions based on what they listen and learn. It has to be a person flexible, needs to be able to manage the politics of the job. That was a very important point that everybody talked during the meeting. A great superintendent takes a collaborative rather than a confrontational approach. And that means that also has to be not afraid to take risk or make a commitment. So based on that, they give us 7 questions that is gonna be focused only on Fairfax County. As you can see, the main question, the first question they gave us was, what do we consider as Fairfax County greatest strengths? The main, and that is why I write it in capitals, everybody in the groups, because they separate us in small groups and then we combine all the answers, is about that the county, Fairfax County, is a wealthy county. There's a lot of money in our county. There, we have a great level of volunteerism. The parents are engagement with the education of the students. Demographical, we have a lot of professionals with high percentage of graduated from college or with high degrees. That means that we have a very educated population. The school's business partnership is strong, as well as our leaders in the schools. Everybody agree that we have a really good leaders in our schools. They also mentioned the new Dallas Tech Corridor that is going to be, there's a lot of things happening there. The county is growing up quickly, strong, and very, very nice, not nationwide, worldwide, I think. So that is a big plus. And also another strength the county has is diversity and multicultural population, and also the history that we had because our strategic location close to DC. So these are the main answers that people from Fairfax County think that is the strength for our county. The second question was, what is the qualities or leadership management styles that we are looking in our next superintendent? It has to be innovator with good attitude, consultative, communicative. That means it has to be a good listener because there's a lot of opinions. It has to be someone participative and also someone who values the opinions from everyone, especially the staff. A persuasive communicator, not politically motivated. And also someone who put the student educational and health above all and embrace inclusion, equity, and cultural responsiveness. Any questions so far?
Nope, you do great, Jasmine.
Okay. The three critical issues that the new superintendents will face in this position, and I typed this textually, exactly as they said. Parents groups that are focused on issues that are not in the best interest of our students, causing problems instead of solving them. So that's going to be a big issue that the person has to deal when they come here. Of course, school safety from every point of view, gun shooting, fights, bullying, any point of view about school safety. And staff recruitment and retention, as well as the student retention, trying to avoid that the students is going to private schools. Those are the three main critical issues that the people consider they have to take care. In this area, communication with employees, parents, guardians, and the community. Everybody agree that we had plenty of options, but it's not being well exposed. That means if we receive a text about a message or an email, nobody has the time or the intention or just a minimum group to read the whole story that they give us. So the point they're trying to let us know is lost in the message. So based on that, they said it has to use email, text, newsletter. That's good, continue doing it, but it has to be more visual. With videos instead of big letter is helpful. And the idea is have a face and a name of the message because nobody exactly know who is talking. Like our meeting, we prefer to see the face so we know, make it more personal, okay? The virtual meetings has to continue and they need to request questions before the meetings. Oh, sorry. It has to be someone who can communicate in a simple, short way and continue working and have send the message in more languages because our population needs to know not only in English, we have a lot of growing population multicultural that need to know in other languages. Number 5, this was someone that we want to share, like something that has to be considered for the next person. The process and how they are choosing the school and the staff and the teachers for the schools, because it's not the same what our Groveton school needs, for example, depending of our location and the quantity of students versus another school that probably is bigger or located in a place with different neighbors, with more wealthy or contrary, someone that need more security areas. So how they organize the staff depend on the location, if they have that option. Also, if we have a workforce of substitutes that could be assigned to be part of the community, is, for example, if they give the option that the people can move from one place to another, so they can put everyone to work, and and not only and it could be a better options to change from substitutes to more how I say that, Casablanca, someone that is formal, alguien que queda completo, alguien que
Someone
ya
that has all the competencies and that basically has all the perspectives.
If someone who is substitutes can stay hired full time. That
yeah.
Sorry, okay.
So you're sorry. So you're talking about retaining substitutes. Is that what
if
you're?
They have a plan. They're talking about they have a kind of plan that where the substitute teachers, instead, for example, if someone who live here, instead to go to substitute in a Fairfax County school, this is 2 hours away, it can cover this area, and in the future it can be part of the staff permanently. That's
dedicated is the word you're looking for.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. And the last one is how you have worked to consider and promote alternative paths to graduation. I fixed that one, Steve, because you told me it was weird. Okay, so I hope it's more clear now.
I wasn't getting what it was before, so this is. I think I understand this now. Thank you.
Okay. 6, if we have any specific question or areas that we need the school board works on it, and they choose these 3 different things: leadership, accountability, that varies from region to region. That's what they're talking about. That is not the same condition our Groveton staff versus a school that is located in close to Manassas or close to Loudoun, because that county is very big. Also, if there's a better way to have a selection process for the CEO. And this one is actually was quite confusing for me, so I just typed it exactly what they said. Integrity of the social studies curriculum with culturally responsive teaching in all academic curricula. Does anybody want something to say? Explain that better than me.
So I think they're just referring to, there's a lot of debate, not just in the county, but nationwide, about what is taught in terms of social studies and history. And it's really, they're asking, because there is going to be there is a search for a new superintendent, they're asking to, considering the area in which we live and all the factors that are impacting our nation right now, what is their stance on the integrity of the social studies curriculum that is culturally responsive, which means that they're really making sure that different, I'm trying to figure out the nice political way to say this, that
you've done a good job so far, Ms. Casablanca.
That different perspectives are honored and respected, as opposed to only one narrative. And right now it's a big nationwide topic, as most of you know, I'm sure. There are conversations about critical race theory being taught or not taught, and what should be taught and what shouldn't be taught. And it's an ongoing discussion with school boards in different parts of the country. And so I think that that's one of the things that they're looking to ask in and dig into as they are searching for the new superintendent, is kind of get an understanding of what their take is on teaching that social studies curriculum with culturally responsive teaching.
Yeah, it was something like that. Thank you, Ms. Casablanca.
No problem.
Okay, finally, the seventh question, it was basically similar than the first. What are the greatest selling points about the Fairfax County community? Because since they're looking for someone nationwide, so they are trying to give, a plus for someone who's interesting that really want to come to our county. Our diversity, so it's totally multicultural, a lot of options. They can eat any kind of food in this area, for example. History of innovation. Our county is growing up as close to DC in political and cultural and technology. That's really is growing up in our county. It's also a county established with best practices. That's actually is a good place to live, basically. And location next to DC, really in the center of the world. And wealth, that there's a lot of options to grow up in money and wealth and healthy areas. So basically, that was the summary of responses that we received during the meeting. It was about 90 minutes meeting, and they are taking all this information and starting the search nationwide for the superintendent. And the board is working on it. It has all these 3 months to decide. And the next person is going to be for July 1st, 2022. If someone wants to look for more information, I will submit this maybe in our Groveton PTA website. Somebody can access it. And I also include the link for the school board happening on January 31st, where they explain with more details and decide about all the answers that we give during the meetings. And also all the process starting happening October last year. All that information, chronological, that everything is happening from the county and the search of the superintendent is in this last link. All about the process is being there. So those 2 links I added in the presentation. First, if someone want to go there and check for more information. Any question? I finish.
Thank you, Jasmine. Very well done. Very well done. We can post these in on Facebook if anybody's interested, and we can also post your presentation on the website. So if anybody wants to review it themselves, they can. So, and I'll make sure to highlight it as when I post it on the meeting on YouTube. I'll also be sure to mention when your presentation is if people want to watch it. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. Well, the next thing we're going to talk about here is I'm just going to share my screen real quickly and try to go over. We did that. Next is we're going to just show the calendar of future events. And that just real quickly, just so people know, don't forget Monday's Valentine's Day, everybody. I know some of the kids in classes are going to be doing Valentine's. And then the next day is our Toppers fundraiser. And then next month, the following Monday is the President's Day holiday, so no school. On the 25th, that's a Friday, we're going to do the Blizzard Bingo, and we're also going to have another Toppers pizza fundraiser, so you don't have to cook while you're playing bingo. So those are our February events. And then the March events, on the 3rd, we have an early release day, and every early release day is Yogurt City fundraiser. On the 4th, which is a Friday, is the student holiday. The 5th, we're going to have the spelling bee. March 10th, we have our March PTA meeting. And then the 15th, we just announced that we're going to be doing a fundraiser at El Paso. There's more, but that sort of takes us through the next meeting. So So, okay, next, we're gonna have Miss Casa, I'm gonna stop sharing, and Miss Casablanca is gonna take over from here pretty much and give our principal's report and then talk about the family life education. So thank you, Miss Casablanca.
No problem. So my principal's report is going to be is very, very quick. Just like Mr. Van Tassel had shared. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. Okay. We have President's Day coming up on Monday. It's a holiday. Just, you know, sometimes people call asking if there's school on Monday. So just saying it's a holiday. One quick note about Valentine's Day. Just a reminder, not every class is doing Valentine's Day treats, and the treats have to be wrapped. Nothing can be homemade. Everything is going to be consumed at home, but they will be able, the classes that are doing it will be able to exchange Valentines and take them home. We just, you know, we're still under protocols for COVID. And so we want to make sure that everybody's safe and that there's a very low risk of any kind of infection in any way. Let's see, the school calendar for next year has been approved. I don't know if you are all familiar with that. And I know we're looking way ahead. They can make Valentine boxes, yes. And the teachers will usually, the classroom teachers, the homeroom teachers will send communication out about what their expectations are. Like I said, some felt more comfortable than others, but I'm sure that that's something that the classroom teacher will communicate with you all. The other big rule about Valentine's is that it's not just for some kids, it's for all the kids, right? Like if you're gonna send out Valentines, you're sending out Valentines to the entire class. And again, the teachers will share that with you. So going back to the school year calendar, for next year has been approved, and I know we're looking way ahead, but it's the first day of school will be August 22nd. August 22nd. So yeah, put it on the calendar. We are celebrating Black History Month, and I am trying really hard to make sure that we are embedding always every week in our newsletter just books that you can reference and that you can read with your kids and just learn a little bit more about Black History Month and Black history authors, children's authors in particular, award-winning authors. And just there's a lot of not just famous, you know, African-Americans, but also like current African-American personalities that are important and very interesting that, you know, we would like to encourage our kids to kind of talk about and learn about and Google and research about. And just a quick example, you know, my son has to do a project on a Black history, a famous African-American, and he loves soccer. And I said, well, why don't we search for a soccer player that is African-American that has been important in American soccer? And he found Freddie Adu. I did not know a lot about Freddie Adu, but now he is like obsessed with Freddie Adu and learning so much about his contributions to soccer in America. And it's really fun. So I just encourage you all to do that at home with your kids. Right now, in terms of testing, we're in the midst of WIDA testing, the WIDA Access for ELS, which is a test specifically for second language learners. And it's really to test where they are in their English language development. So not every kid is taking the test. Only second language learners are taking the test, and every year there is a measure and they determine what their WIDA level is, how much they are progressing in their 4 domains: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. They're assessed in 4 domains. Yeah. Not every kid is given the WIDA test. They have to have a second language as either their primary language or a concurrent language with English, okay? I know Mr. Latham will be talking as we go on about SOL testing. Well, not today, but in upcoming meetings. Those will happen late April, beginning of May, per the windows this year. The calendar has not been shared yet, but I think it's close to being finalized. And I know Mr. Latham will share that with everyone as soon as it is official. with grades 3 through 6. Only kids in grades 3 through 6 would be taking the WIDA, sorry, WIDA, WIDA Access for Else. Thank you. And before the SOLs, kids will be kind of just getting ready for the SOLs and doing some work around that too. And I know, again, Mr. Latham will be sharing some of that. Another quick note, and this is more something that I want to make sure that I share, not just with the PTA, but we have to kind of think ahead about, you know, our community for next year. We have been using eNotify as our primary method of communication every week, and eNotify was encouraged to use during the pandemic because, of course, when we were virtual, you know, we needed to make sure that everybody had access to this communication as things change drastically and dramatically. But the reality is that most schools use a different platform called News.to. You may have seen it if you have kids at other schools or even kids in middle high school. You know, you may see that they use a different platform, and we are slowly transitioning to that platform. I have sent a few communications via News.to. If you have received it, raise your hand. And no pressure if you haven't.
How would we know if we received it?
So in the newsletter every week, I put a little blurb about how to register for News.to. But that's, thank you, DC. I see your hand up, and that's the thing. It's new. So we have not done yet the full newsletter on News.to because we know that most people would not see it. And when I got the report back about the number of people that are subscribed, it's really, really low. But starting next year, we will definitely be doing News.to. I will continue to send communication about how to register for News.to. It'll also be posted on the school's website. And again, with News.to, it's very similar to eNotify. We'll have a chance to have it in 2 languages and communicate that. And then we will continue to use eNotify for critical messages or important messages that impact the community. But News.to is an opt-in platform as opposed to a mandatory, not a mandatory, but a platform that sends everything. So families will have to opt in order to receive News.to. So we are not phasing it out just yet, but it is coming. So we're going to be promoting that a lot. And it was mentioned a little earlier, kindergarten registration. We're going to do a big blast about kindergarten registration. We are unofficially registering people already. The sooner, the better. It is important and so critical because it really helps with staffing for next year. The earlier people register, the earlier, the better it is for us and the numbers. And we're still doing appointments for registration. It takes a while for the registrar to check and oversee all the documents. So again, you know, because we often have families that don't register up until the first week of school, and then they get very upset and frustrated because their kid cannot start. But every appointment takes between 30 minutes to 45 minutes complete. So as many people who can register early, the better, right? So I think those are the big things for me. Are there any questions about
on the school sign?
Oh, it's coming soon. I heard that I don't have it with me, but there is an installation schedule.
Okay. Mr. Swager said we have good news, so I'll try to get that from him and announce
Hold
it.
on. He told you I had it?
Yes.
He did?
I think so. I'll have to look back at my email, but I thought he said he had good news and that you.
Let me see.
Maybe he didn't give it to you. I don't know. And that's okay. We can get it later and post it. That's fine.
Okay, I could be wrong, but I know it's coming. I know it's coming soon.
Okay, that's good enough.
It's coming real soon.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to go ahead and do your.
Wait a minute. So it is shipping this week.
Great.
That's what I know.
Great, that's good news.
That's what I have.
Thank you, Ms. Casablanca.
I'm glad you said that because I'm like, Mr. Sorger told me that? Okay. There you go.
Okay.
So that is the update.
Okay, do you want to do the FLE now?
Yes, okay. So raise your hand if you have CIS parent view, either on your cell phone or, thank you, or you have access on the website. Okay, Mr. Venta, so yeah.
I couldn't quite hear you. I'm sorry.
Yes, raise your hand if you have CIS parent view.
Is that just in regards to your own relationship or your?
So, hold on, let me, one second. So what I'm going to try to share with you, hold on, why is it not showing here? Give me 1 second. So CIS parent view is the platform where all parents can access and basically see a record of their child's kind of education. And it's something you can access through FCPS. I'm going to try to share my screen right now. There we go. I don't know if you can see it, but maybe this is it. Before I do that, you can access CIS parent view through, do you all see this? Do you all see the student information system CIS parent account overview?
Yes. Okay.
So you can access it through the FCPS website, and it's going to take you to the CIS parent view account login. Okay. I know that at the beginning of last year, they asked every parent to create a CIS parent view account login. Initially, we used to have Blackboard in the past, and now most of the things have switched to Schoology, right? So when you enter your CIS parent view account, you actually have access to Schoology. And the reason I say that right now is because you will be able to look at all the materials for FLE through Schoology, and I will show you what that looks like in a few minutes. Okay, so let me get my PowerPoint out real quick. Okay, so Miss Montesino is here with me tonight. Stephanie, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Awesome. Okay, so family life education. It's really it's divided into two big units: the emotional and social health, and the human growth and development. And what it is it is a series of lessons that have been created by the county to support these two components, which are taught since kindergarten, but only in grades 4 through 6, they start discussing human growth and development. We're going to talk a little bit about an overview of what those look like, okay? The way to access and see some of these, and I'm going to show you mine as a parent of what I see, is through mainly the CIS parent view. But in the CIS parent view, what you have that is great is that you have the specific lessons for your child's grade level. And let's say my son is in 4th grade, you will see exactly the lessons that the kids will be delivered. Something that you need to know about this is that the lessons are scripted. The teachers do not get off script. So everything that you will see there is what the teacher will be delivering to the students. Ms. Montesino is here tonight because she has taught FLE multiple years, and she has a good experience teaching FLE. So I'm going to let her chat about FLE in a little bit, and she'll take you through what it actually looks like and how it's laid out for students. Where can you find them? Like I said, you will find them primarily through your CIS parent account. You will find it in school libraries, and you will find it in the Fairfax County Regional Library in the city of Fairfax. Okay. So pretending that you are at, you can use the Schoology icon on our own Groveton Tiger School website, and it'll take you to Schoology, and you can either go through SIS Parent View and go to Schoology, or you can go to the Schoology icon on the Groveton website and click on Schoology and enter your parent account information. So you're going to select the materials tab at the top of the page and click on the parent view. I'm going to get out of the presentation and show you what that looks like, because I was preparing all these icons for you all. Let's say you go through here. When you go through here, you would see your son's courses, right? Like this is, let's see. I have two kids. I have one kid in elementary school and one kid in middle school. Can you all see my screen?
We can.
Okay, good. So when I go to the Silverbrook Elementary School where my child is, I go to materials, which is the first tab. And on the materials, you have the FLE instruction, and you have the materials for grade 4. And every icon, every link is live. So it teaches, it downloads. I don't know if you see it, but it downloads the lesson that the kids will be given. The standards, the materials, the link, the engage and explain, the activity that they'll do, and what they say to students. There's also a component that the teacher sends home that is kind of like a conversation that you can have at home with your parents, okay? So this is just an example of what it looks like. And you have access to all these materials regardless of what grade level your child is in, okay? So let me back. I know that this is a lot of clicking, but I wanted to be able to show you. And if you have questions or you need me to slow down, please do so. Okay, big thing that we want, that you want to know, you can absolutely opt out of family life education, okay? If you're not comfortable with any of the content after you review it, you can choose to have your kid opt out of part of it or all of it. So one way you do that, it's also, you can also access it, oh my goodness, computer. You can also access this through, this is the FCPS website for every grade at a glance. Let's say you are 6th grade. The instructional objectives are here. It tells you exactly what they'll be teaching. The lessons themselves, as I said, are through your SIS parent account, but it'll show you exactly what they're teaching and what, you know, they are presented with, okay? So you can, I'm going to show you now where, again, I'm going to send all these links to you and I'll put them in the chat in a minute. I'm not that great with putting in chat and moving icons. So right here in the same website, Family Life Education opt-out request forms. For every grade, you can opt out of the things you are not comfortable. So it gives you directions. Check the lessons in which you do not want your child to take part. Let's say that you're okay with them checking on emotional, mental, and social needs, but you don't feel that they should learn about recognizing threatening and uncomfortable abusive situations. Then you say, I don't want my child to take that. Or you can check them all, and you know, they turn it into the class, the office, and then we work on making sure that the kids are removed when the FLE class is taught. Okay. What questions might you have so far? Okay, so I'm going to let Ms. Montesino just talk briefly about what it looks like in general, the day by day when those lessons are taught. And then we'll just talk about when these will be taking place, which is not yet, but we just wanted to make everybody aware. Okay, Ms. Montesino, take it away.
Yep. Sure. So it typically takes place in the general education classroom. Students are in gender separated classrooms. So all the boys go into one classroom and the girls go into another. They're, however, like normal size classes, so they're not overly filled with students. Usually there's 1 or 2 female instructors in the female room, and then generally the male teachers are with the boys as well. So the instructions, there's usually 1 lesson per day. It's about 30 minutes, and then there's some Q&A at the end. Students, if they have a question, can write it on an index card. And if it is something that we are able to answer, we'll give an answer. There are also scripted answers as well. So you can see in some of those lessons that at the end of them, it'll give you like, what if this question is asked? And this is the response that can be given. There's also some, if we can't answer, we do kind of refer them back to talk to a parent or a trusted adult. Again, the students that are opted out, they leave during that time and they come back when it is over. And the students can opt out, like Ms. Casablanca said, of all lessons, or they can select the lessons that they wouldn't be partaking in during that time. For 6th grade, 4th through 6th grade have human growth and development lessons. So those go over the human reproduction system, sexually transmitted diseases, abstinence and refusal skills, and also the reproductive systems for both male and female. So those are all on separate days. And again, you can view all of those lessons. They're scripted. Teachers do not deviate from the scripts. There is usually a PowerPoint that goes with it. And then we read through the scripts, and there's usually a short video. So they last for about 30 minutes each lesson. And it's usually over the course of 1 week. I believe the week is going, we haven't chosen the full week yet, but I think it's going to be after SOLs this year. And yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'm happy to answer.
So yes, so as Ms. Montesino was saying, we made the decision that we are going to do these FLE lessons after SOLs are done. The kids tend to be very curious, and there are a lot, they will come home with questions often. But it's not anything that, has not been vetted or that you cannot, you have a chance to preview, see absolutely everything, have a conversation with the kids if you want. And that would be also notified by the classroom teachers when it is going to take place. So ahead of the FLE week, which we call, we will be sending communication home, letting parents know that this is happening. So you also are prepared and can review the lessons with the kids if that's what you wish.
Yeah, and if you're having trouble accessing the lessons, you can just email your student's teacher and
Yeah.
or you can email me, and I'm more than happy to direct you with how to get those scripted lessons.
Yeah. And just a plug, if you know people that don't know how to access CIS Family View, certainly, we have our FBITs that can support that we can put you in contact with people who can help. I also have it on my cell phone. I'm going to show you what that icon looks like. It's, okay. It looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on, because if I stop sharing, maybe you'll see it, right? So, yes, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool because again, it gives you access to all the areas and you basically see all that you need is right at your fingertips. I use for middle school, not that it impacts our elementary school kids. It keeps their grade book and all that. That's not the case for elementary school kids, but there's lots of good information there also that I encourage everybody to just have and try. Okay. So that's it for us. That's the big thing. I will post the links. I just want to make sure that we share the links with you, and I will send this to Mr. Van Tassel as well, so that it can be posted. But that's basically the gist of it.
Thank you, Ms. Casablanca. Thank you, Ms.
No problem.
Montesino. We appreciate you being here and doing this. Does anybody have any questions for either one of them that they want to ask, or any questions about anything we've discussed or PTA in general, or this is your time if you want to take it. Okay. Well, thank you. So Ms. Casablanca said she'll send us the information. Oh, okay.
I'm just putting links up.
We'll post it. We'll try to post it on the website and on the Facebook page, so we can get it to as many folks as possible. So thank you very much. Be on the lookout for things about volunteering. Hopefully folks are interested in helping us out with the Blizzard Bingo and the Spelling Bee in the next couple of weeks, and anything else. So, and if you, our emails and everything's on the website, the grovetonpta.org. So if you have any questions, you can always email us at our PTA accounts. Any of us, myself, Jasmine, and Anna and George are all available to help. I think somebody had a question. Blizzard Bingo is going to be on the February 25th. We had to postpone it from the 4th. So February 25th is the new date. So it's a Friday. Thank you, Jasmine. So any other questions, you can unmute or you can ask on the chat. That either way is fine. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for helping us pass those bylaws and everything else. And we will be back next. We'll see everybody hopefully at Blizzard Bingo, and then maybe some of you at the Spelling Bee. And then our next meeting is March 10th. We are gonna hopefully have some summer camps. If depending on whether we can do it online or in person, we'll try to get some summer camps so you can get some information about different summer camps in the area and their offerings. So that's the plan for March. So hope to see you all here. Thanks. Have a good night, everybody.
Buenas noches. Nos vemos el
Thank you,
viernes 25 para el
Good
bingo.
night, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
Thank you, Ms. Casablanca. We appreciate that.
No,
Jasmine,
thank you
for
guys.
your
Have a good night.
participation as Well,
I'll send you the PowerPoint, Mr. Ventassel. Give me a day. But I will
And
send it.
take
Steve,
your time.
can you
We'll post it.
can you help me to post the slides in the
I already did.
website?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Thank you.
I can't. Anna does that. So
Gracias, Ana. Thank you.
Got you covered. Thanks for sharing it with me.
thank you for
I'm
that.
already working
you for that
and
presentation.
something for the spelling bee. Can you send me more info, like the link or something? Because I'm trying to prepare the poster or the flyer.
Yeah, I have to look back at some of the stuff I've gotten. I've got a lot of stuff. I'll try to work on that this weekend.
Okay.
It's our first spelling bee, right?
As far as I
First.
know, Mr.
Yeah.
Swagger didn't think that there'd been
In a
one.
long
so,
time, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe 40 years ago.
Okay, so it's our first.
Yeah.
Let's look for our champion. So send me everything you can so I can prepare something and you for your approval, okay?
Okay, appreciate that.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for joining, people. We appreciate it. Have a nice night.
All right.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Steve, when you want to sign checks?
When you want to, I can,
Tomorrow morning or?
can I do Monday morning? Actually, because I'm going to meet with Mr. Swagger next Monday. He couldn't meet with me this week because he had an appointment. So I'm going to meet him Monday morning. So why don't I just swing by before I do that?
Like after drop, like 9 o'clock or?
Yeah, a little after 9.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, cool. I'll see you then.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye.